Okay, party people. Another thing I want to talk about is rage and anger. So, my husband and I have kind of, um, well, I get very angry. and um, I'm discovering this about myself now that I am married. I think I always knew that I had a bad temper, right? Throughout my life. And so I would always keep my temper under control. I would always manage it and never allow myself to get too angry or to express it too much. Um, I remember with my children when they were smaller, I would do the little spankings because, we're raised in our black American society to give spankings. And I gave them spankings. One day I was so angry, and they were small. They had to be under 5. And I gave them spankings about something, and I could see the fear on them. Like they were terrified of me. And I remember thinking, there's no way I can tell these kids that I love them and kiss them and smooch on them and bite their little limbs, playing, nibbling on them. And then the next moment, beat them to the point that they are terrified of me. And so that was the wake up call for me. That was the last time I spanked my kids. And I remember telling them, hey, we're not going to do any more spankings. From now on, we're going to talk. You can get time out of punishment, but mom doesn't want to do any more spankings to you guys. And we made a rule. I asked them, I said, I don't like surprises. So if you get in trouble in school or something happens, if you can just come tell me first, I promise you I got your back. I just don't want to be surprised. And we were fine after that. Never gave my kids another spanking. And I'm so happy that I caught that I was able to pick up in that moment when I was spanking my kids. Well, I'm going to say beating. Let's keep it honest. When I was beating my kids, how terrified they were of me. And I remember in that moment thinking, this is not the type of mom that I want to be. I don't want my kids to be terrified of me. And I'm beating them, and I'm so angry over I can't even remember what they did. But the fact that I'm getting so angry and beating small children, it's wrong. So anyway, so that was one incident I just want to share. And then going forward, even in relationships, if I was dating someone, I would be very careful not to get too angry. I think at some point I noticed things would happen when I got angry. Not necessarily me doing anything, but let's say I got really angry and I uttered something like, oh, I hope something, happens to them or something like that. And stuff started happening to people. And so I learned very early on to suppress my anger, to control it, and just not to express it. So fast forward to being married to a beautiful, wonderful man who gets on my nerves. As, married life, I guess, it's normal. And so, a couple of times since we've been married, I have had some emotional outbursts. And even before we got married, I had an emotional outburst. I was angry. And my anger, guys, is not, I don't think it's, no, I think I have rage. It's not anger, it's rage inside of me. And my husband and I were talking about it. And my husband, he's very good. He's very patient. He's everything I asked for in a husband. He's very patient. He's a teacher, right? So he gives me lectures when I am being naughty, like beyond naughty. And we'll say it with my anger and my rage. And he'll give me lectures when I calm down, and he'll be like, that's not how you treat your husband. That's not what you do. Da, 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 da. And I'm able to listen once I calm down. Another thing is once I get angry, I can't talk to you. I can't talk anything through. I need space, right? And I need to either go out, go for a walk. I need to do something to calm myself down. I cannot self-calm myself down in the spot that I got angry at, or in front of the person that I got angry at. I have to go away and come back. So I think my husband has noticed that. And so yeah, when I calm down, my husband will give me lectures, and he'll make me feel so bad. I don't think he's doing it on purpose. He's just a great teacher and a coach and a mentor. And so he'll say, "Hey, babe, this is not what you do to your husband. You did this when you were angry," and I feel awful listening to him. I won't say anything, but I feel awful because I could feel how hurt he was from whatever it was I did. And I try to listen. When he corrects me, I try not to let it happen again, so he doesn't have to correct me over and over again. Because nobody likes talking to somebody about the same issue over and over again. And so we were kind of doing this thing, like where we get to know each other and we're asking questions. And I made like a little funny joke. It was a question about if you've ever been convicted of a crime or if you have a criminal record. And I was saying not yet, although sometimes my husband makes me so angry I want to strangle him. And he kind of laughed about it or whatever. And he said, "Babe, you have to calm down. You get way too angry." And so we both are noticing it. And it's rage. I've never realized it before until now, because obviously I love my husband and I don't want to lose my husband. But I have a lot of rage. Now, one thing, I don't act out. I don't touch him. Well, we're at a distance, so I can't touch him anyway. But I would never touch him. And I've learned, going back to that experience when I was beating the children, when I'm angry, never to physically touch anyone. So I would never put my hands on my husband, but the rage. When I tell you guys, it's like I black out. When I say black out, I don't literally black out or pass out. But it's like in that moment, I am so angry and I can hear the other person talking to me and telling me to calm down. But I am so hot inside, the heat that raises inside of me, and I can't control it. I cannot calm down. I cannot. And that's what I mean when I say I go black. Like, there is no nozzle, there is no button to turn down that rage. And so I've just been noticing it, and I'm 50 years old at this point. And so I've been working on a lot of things with myself. My rage, I don't know if it's something that I can work on at 50. I think it's something to acknowledge. And maybe I can. Right now I'm in the beginning stages of just acknowledging it. So right now I'm just acknowledging it, and I'm observing it and sitting with it and understanding myself when it happens. And I don't know if I can control it much at 50. Maybe I can. My way to control it is to cool off, to leave the situation and then come back. Because I can't even hear you. If you're trying to reason with me, it's not happening. Not when I'm in that moment of rage. And I am yelling at my husband. I am like, oh my God, wild. And thankfully, it has never been anything where we're in public. It's always in private. Well, there was a couple of times that I was talking to him, and I was in a public place. He wasn't. And I couldn't control myself. That's how I knew, like, oh my God, something's wrong. Like, I was getting irate and when the more he tried to, like, talk, oh my God, the more I got upset. So I was in a public place for that. And I can't control myself. It's like, even though I'm in a public place, I can't describe it to you. It's like I go to another dimension. The people are there, but they're not there. That's how, Anyway, so my husband made a little joke today about me getting angry. He's so cute. And he was like, yeah, something like nobody should be that angry. And my baby doesn't get that angry unless she's angry with her husband. So anyway, it's cute, but not cute, right? And right now my husband and I are at a distance from each other. which is great. I do worry, like, what's gonna happen when we are living together and I get that angry. Um, I have, my husband and I have spent time together, and I did get angry at my husband. The last time we spent time together in June, my husband, and let me just say, I'm not just getting angry for anything. My husband usually does something, okay? Let's keep it 100%, babe. He usually does something to trigger me. However, my response may be a little over the top, okay? But I don't just go around being angry. Most of the time, I'm pleasant, I'm peaceful, I'm really quiet. I'm very passive. It's just when you trip that wire, you step on that button, baby, I'm coming. Don't underestimate my size. Don't underestimate how petite I am, because my husband, he's really tall, and he's very masculine, and I'm very tiny, petite, and much shorter than my husband. Baby, it doesn't matter when I get angry. But so we were together, and I did get angry at him because he did something. And babe, just to jog your memory, it was when I discovered it was the age thing, okay? And I was very angry, and I did express to my husband, I'm very angry at you. I did tell him that, but I was very calm. Like, you wouldn't know all the chaos that was happening inside of me. But it was heat, there was fire brewing, there was so much going on inside. But we were in a public place, and I was like, I'm very upset at you. And he's so cute with himself. Well, I'm not going to go into detail. But anyway, so I do wonder what it's going to be like when we're living together and I get in that fit of rage. For me, I think I will get up and leave. And I think my husband, by seeing my rage now while we are at a distance, I think he will be smart enough to let me leave and not try to, some husbands or wives try in that moment, they want to talk it out. I'm not one of those spouses. In that moment, if I get upset, don't try to force me to talk it out. We'll talk it out at another time when I cool down. But yeah, just wanted to get on here and talk about rage, deep-seated rage. Where did it come from? I have an idea of where it came from. A lot of things, just growing up. A lot of things happened that I never vocalized. And so that rage just builds up, right? I also think it comes from genetics. I think my parents, at least one parent, had rage. So genetics, also things happening as a child and as an adult, and you're not really speaking up on it, standing your ground or sticking up for yourself, so that rage builds up. And I also think I channel the rage. I am very sensitive to my environment, or what people call an empath. I don't know if I agree with the title, but just to give you a definition or idea, empath. So I think I also channel the rage. Sometimes when I'm doing coaching for clients and I am tuning into their soul or their spirit and tapping into higher dimensions for them, or whatever you want to call it, deity, God. So sometimes when I'm giving the message back, channeling the message back, it's a lot of anger. So I do think I also channel rage. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to come on here and share that. Wildly tangent, obscure fact. And yeah, I'm just very grateful that I have a wonderful, loving husband. I do think my husband has a bad temper as well. I think he probably has more control of it. I also think that my husband is better with his temper because he sees how out of control I am. That's another thing. He said that I'm pretty good most of the time, except for when I get angry. And when I get angry, I become a little girl. And I think he's right. I think that's a great observation, right? Because I feel I can't control it. So, and I do believe it's a buildup of things from being a little girl, up until now. So I think that's a great observation, babe. But yeah, he's like, I'm a little girl, and he has to talk me through it. He really does. He's so amazing. I love you, babe. You're so amazing. When our anniversary comes around, our anniversaries come around, my husband, I will definitely take very good care of my husband because he earns he earns it being married to me. I'm going to tell you 100%. I don't want you to think well, who cares what you think, but I'm not a horrible wife. I'm not. But I am very passionate, very expressive. And so the only other person that really dealt with me was my grandpa. My grandpa passed. My grandpa was so good with me. So good with me. I am one of those special people. I was a special child. I would get in so much mischief. So much. And as an adult, I feel like I get into a lot of mischief too. And I'm just very blessed to have a husband who reminds me a lot of Grandpa in that he's patient with me and he understands me. I think my grandpa understood me so well because my grandpa was a little boy that got into a lot of mischief, and he got spankings and brutal lashings because of who he was. He couldn't control who he was as a little boy, right? He was really smart. He was just curious, and he would get into a lot of mischief. So I think my grandpa was the perfect grandpa for me because he understood me. He could see himself in me. And so I think my husband can see himself in me. I think I'm the girl version. Maybe not to everything, but I think he gets me. He understands me, which is why he can be so patient and talk me off a ledge. Or he knows how to lecture me. He knows the right words to say to me to get me to listen to him. So I'm very grateful for my husband. He's such a gift. He's such a teacher. He's so patient. And yes, that man deserves, I tell everybody, I'm like, my husband deserves an award. Okay, his anniversary gift is going to be very, very nice every year. Because, baby, your girl, Whew. Anyway, that's it. Happy Lionsgate. Happy Friday, August 8th, wherever you are. I hope you're happy. I hope you're in love. Even if you're not in love with someone outside of yourself, I hope you're in love with yourself. Kiss your babies. Kiss your husband. Kiss your wife. Tell them that you love them. And enjoy your day. Until the next video.